Good evening, everyone. We welcome you for today's session. Today, we are going to explore about GitHub Copilots, how it's work and their benefits, and how to practically use in .NET. Today, we have two sessions. First, I will talk about GitHub Copilot with VS Code, and next session, Suhas will talk about creating the client-server application with GitHub Copilot in .NET using the Visual Studio. So let us start our session. So I am Kuppurasu Nagaraj, Senior Software Engineer working in Konka and also Microsoft MEP. This is my social media handle Kuppurasu 360. So today we are going to talk about first what is GitHub Copilot. Later, how we can use the GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code. Okay. The Copilot is our pair programmer. Also, we can call AI assistant, coding assistant that help us to write a code faster and with less effort. Okay. It also allowing us more focus, energy on the problem solving and collaborations. Basically, it's a pair programmer for us. The Copilot is pair programmer for us. Okay. So we will talk about the GitHub Copilot overview. It's a AI pair programmer designed to assist for us, suggesting code in real time. So if we are typing something, and the Copilot also given some suggestion to complete the coding. So the key feature of the Copilot is code suggestions. The autocomplete lines are blocks of code based on our context, coding context, and it also support multi languages like Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, React, and TypeScript. So different languages it support, and it also the one other key feature is real time code review. It's offer the suggestion as our code in the IDE. Maybe we can integrate this with Copilot in our Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. It will automatically give some suggestions and also understand our developer style and project specific context over the time. When we use the Copilot, maybe the initial stage we are not getting correct accurate answer. In later, it understand develop our style and also our project specific context. Then over the time we will get the accurate coding. So the Copilot is available in our IDE, as I mentioned, Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio, and also it's available in GitHub Mobile as a chat interface. We can also use command line in GitHub CLI, and also it's available in the GitHub website. So these places already available the GitHub Copilot. The main use cases for GitHub Copilot: developer assistant, write entire function or code blocks. Even it helps us to debug the code, improving the syntax, and also we can use refactor our existing code using the GitHub Copilot, and also learn and suggest best practices based on the project context. Sometimes it also suggests the best practices. And the programming use cases, ideal for developer working software projects, creating website and apps, etc. So prerequisites for this GitHub Copilot, we need subscription to the Copilot. 3 subscriptions already available. One is for individual, business, and enterprise. And once we get that subscription Copilot, we can integrate with our Visual Studio Code or Copilot extension. Even we can get the Copilot extension for Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. Today, I'm going to show how to install GitHub Copilot extension in our Visual Studio. So actually, basically, it's required 2 extensions. One is GitHub Copilot and another one is GitHub Copilot chat. Let me show the Visual Studio. Already I have installed extensions. Like you can see here, the GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot chat. The two are different purpose we are going to use. So how it's working? Actually, let me show here. So when I type the prompt like create a web server in TypeScript, it goes to the Copilot. In Copilot, choose the right model, GPT 3.5 or 4 model. Choose the right model, get the response from the GPT model, and give to us the response. We will get the response. So this is the flow the Copilot is working. Okay, and I'm going to show some demo how to effectively use the Copilot. We have two options to use. We have the two options to use GitHub Copilot. One is the coding window itself. So when we click Control I, we can interact with the Copilot. So this is one way, and another way we can interact with the Copilot chat window. So this is more specific for our this use case for more specific our programming context. This for general purpose. We can ask any questions. Um, we can ask any questions for Copilot from the Copilot. Okay. Also, you can see here. So if we have any you need to fix any issue, then we can put like fix. We can complete the prompt like we can fix this issue. And also if you want to test something, you can see here /test, add the unit test case for our code, and explain. It will explain the code. So you can select a group couple of coding couple of lines or code, and you can type explain this code, then it will explain sentence by sentence. Okay. And so I will give some prompt like how we can use Copilot effectively. So we can start the clear commenting as prompt. You can see here, create a function that sort an array of numbers in ascending order. Let me copy this prompt. Okay, and I'm going to the Visual Studio. So here already I created one TypeScript file, so it suggests the TypeScript coding. So when I enter the prompt, like you can start with the command to /, and you can type the prompt. Sorry. Once see here the Copilot given that answer, we are getting that sorting array options. So immediately that's a prompt. Okay, then it's a one type of prompt, and we can also guide the Copilot by structuring our code. You can see this filter out the this prompt. Okay, when I press enter, Copilot suggesting that filter even number method immediately. Okay, so also we can use sequence prompting for complex logic. If I have the complex problem, then I can give the prompt step by step. For example, the first step I'm going to define a structure for a book. Okay. So you can press tab, and even I type here YE, then it automatically complete that sentence. And also author. It understand. You can see here when I type here, it understand that it's a number. It's suggesting that data type is a number. If I enter mention author, it's suggested is a string. Yeah, that's all. See, this is the first step. The second step, it automatically it's showing for. So it create the array of book objects. even so I am going to give the third step. Already I done the second step. I'm going to give the third step. So here I'm going to create a function to filter books the specific author. Okay, you can see here. It's immediately prompting. Okay, so here I'm going to select this function and going to the chat window. I put so I select this function, and you can see here it explaining the function. Okay, so we can interact two way in the editor itself, the coding editor itself, or we can use the Copilot chat. And next, also we can provide the extra context adding the inline comments like this. So I'm going to copy these inline comments. You can see. So here I'm going to give the extra context. So what are the I need two parameters. Also I mentioned the parameter name. So width and height. It written as a number. So you can see here it add the return type. So this is we can give them if we are giving more. Even you can see the first step test the functions. Also it's write the test cases quickly. We can ask to write the test cases in the chat window also. Okay. So if you want to refactor our code or improve the optimization of existing code, then we can use like this prompt, optimize this function, reduce the time complexity, or we can simply write refactor this code. We can give different type of prompt to refactor our codes also. And even if I want to explain this code in comments, so for example, I'm going to copy this prompt. Just I'm going to choose this command and I put explain this code in comments. You can see here you will get the we have the option. If you click apply in editor button icon, it will directly insert into our editor. You can see here the applying code block is in progress. Also we have the option copy. Just we can copy and we can also paste it. See here it already applied here. If you want to copy and paste, we have the options. Okay, and so these are the basic prompting structures. We can use different type of prompting. We will get based upon our project context. We are getting code suggestion from the GitHub Copilot. Okay, so it's a simple session for beginners. So to understand GitHub, what is the GitHub Copilot, how we can integrate the GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio code, and how to use in the editor and how to use in the GitHub chat. I think I completed my session. The next session, Suhas will start. Suhas, you can share your screen.
Yeah, okay, Kuppurasu. I have shared my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shall I start?
Yes, Suhas, you can start.
Okay. Yeah, so good evening, everyone. So first of all, thanks for joining us, this evening. And I know it's weekend, and you might have had plans, and it's Diwali, and you might have had plans with your family, going on a Diwali purchase, etc. But apart from that, you came us, to support us to attend this event. So first of all, thanks for that, and keep supporting us. So today, my topic is creating a client-server application with GitHub Copilot, .NET, and Visual Studio. So this session is going to be a 45 minutes of session where we'll cover from scratch in the sense I'll talk about how to install Visual Studio, and how we can use the GitHub Copilot chat to build an application actually. So let's say without writing a single line of code, how we can give proper prompts, and based upon that how we can build a sample application. So that's what my session is going to be. So if you have any questions, just post it in the YouTube comment section. So I'll take it up, at the end of the session. So before going on to the session, just I'll give a small introduction about me. So my name is Suhas. Like I'm working as a senior software engineer at a company called Conga. So I have around 7 years of experience in this IT, and usually I work on tech stack in Angular and .NET and Azure. And I'm also a Microsoft MVP. Yeah, it's been around 4 years in this program, and it's going good. So this is just a small introduction about myself. So agenda is going to be very simple. Like I don't have much of slides, so I don't like having slides and talk about it. Instead of that, we'll just directly jump onto the demo. Before that, I'll just give a small introduction about GitHub Copilot. Hope Kuppurasu gave a good explanation on that. So it's just an AI pair programmer. So it's not going to replace the developers. So don't look don't look GitHub Copilot like that. So if you became a good person, to how to use GitHub Copilot, if you know how to use it, it will increase your productivity. So it's not just for developers. Let's say if you are if you are writing test cases, or if you are an automation engineer writing writing automation test cases, you can also use these GitHub Copilot. So that's very useful. And one other thing is, like Kuppu mentioned, it's not only for .NET. Like you can also use it for Python and React, TypeScript, etc. Like whatever applications, if you use inside Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio, definitely GitHub Copilot is going to be your most friendly pair programmer, I would say. It will give smart suggestions, and which will also help you to complete your task faster. And the second point is GitHub Copilot pricing. So it's not free actually. So you need, if you are a student, yeah, you can apply for it, and you can actually use it for free. But that is a detailed page on GitHub Copilot pricing. So they have three models: Copilot Individual, Copilot Business, and Copilot Enterprise. So each one, as you can see, each one has its own pricing models. And if you want to know the limitations, this page gives you all the limitations. What So there are a lot of places you can use this GitHub Copilot, like in the PR. Whenever you raise a PR in GitHub, like you can, if you want to generate a description automatically, you can use Copilot. And if you want to use Copilot in your mobile, and if you, let's say, if you want to use Copilot in Visual Studio Code, so they have different pricing models for that. So it's not just for programming. Like as you can see, it provides a lot of functionalities. Like Copilot is going to be it is kind of next gen developer, I would say. Like as you can see, it also creates pull request different analysis likewise, and debugging and security remediation assistance. So it is not just for refactor your code or create some snippets. Like it provides a lot of things outside the box, and which will be very much helpful for the developers as well. So as you can see, it has a lot of functionalities like code completion and customization, and a native experience where you can chat, and let's say if you want to chat with some slash commands, that's also available. So each plan has its own set of limitations. Like I'll just post this link in the YouTube comment section. If you're interested, you can go and check this out. So this is a kind of completely paid one. Like if you are a student, or let's say if you have have an open source repository which has good number of downloads, you can activate this GitHub Copilot. So this is about the GitHub Copilot pricing. If you have any doubts, you can post the questions in the comments. And the third point is going to be, I think that's a let me go to the third point. The third point is the demo. So what we are going to do actually in the demo. So we are going to build an application. So this is just a simple application. What we are going to see is we are going to build a table. Okay. So in this table, as you can see, we are going to display the car make and the model of the car and in which year it is being made. So that's it. So what technology we are going to use? So in this demo, we are going to use Blazor and I'm going to create an API project. So Blazor is used for developing this front end. So what is Blazor? So it is basically a what to say? It's a kind of a framework where you can build UI applications using C sharp actually. So you don't require knowledge of JavaScript or any else. If you have knowledge on HTML and C sharp, you can build a web application using Blazor. So that's how friendly is Blazor. And yeah, using Blazor, we are going to build this application. It's not going to be I'm not going to write in any piece of code. So what we are going to do is we are going to give some prompts. Okay, by prompts we'll see whether Copilot gives us the expected output, and we'll see how we can refactor and how without writing a single line of code we'll see how we can build this application. So this is what we are going to build. So what we are going to create two projects. One project is for displaying this table. The other project is going to be an API. So this Blazor project will call the API, and from the API we'll get all these car as the response. We get the response and we'll show it to the UI. So this is just a simple application we are going to build. And yeah, as I said earlier, if you have any questions, you can post it in the comments. Let me open Visual Studio. Okay, before going on to Visual Studio, I'll just give a small introduction about the Visual Studio itself. Previously, Kuppu showed how to use it in Visual Studio Code. So we have two things, right? Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio. There are a lot of arguments going on, which is better, Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio, or which can handle more number of projects. So it totally depends upon your use case. Because Visual Studio Code, we have a lot of extensions which supports C# development. You can actually debug, deploy, whatever you want, you can do it in Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a kind of very lightweight tool. Like if you have, let's say, less number of RAM, or if you don't have a good processor, you can opt for Visual Studio Code. But if you have a good configuration mission, you can go for Visual Studio. So, and in Visual Studio, I think if you are new to this Visual Studio, it's an IDE where you can develop .NET applications. In Visual Studio, we have 3 editions. Let me also show you that. Yeah. So visualstudio.microsoft.com. Like here, we have 3 editions of Visual Studio. One is Community, Professional, and Enterprise. Community edition is completely free edition. If you are a student and if you want to try out Visual Studio, you can directly download this Community edition. Or if you are, let's say, if you are a big company and if you want to develop an enterprise project, you can go for Professional or Enterprise. Professional and Enterprise, each one has their own set of limitations. For detailed comparison, that's the comparison page, which I'll share it later in the YouTube comments. But yeah, like Community is a kind of a free one. Professional and Enterprise, it's a kind of a paid edition. So yeah, so this is the Visual Studio page, and let me create a Blazor project for now. So yeah, let me open Visual Studio. Yeah. So here I'm going to create a new project. I'll just close this one. Yeah. Okay. So here I'm going to create a Blazor WebAssembly standalone app, and I'm going to click next. And here what we are going to build is we can say it as car details. I'm just giving some project name. So once you give the project name, you can click next. And here I'm going to use .NET 8.0. So once you install Visual Studio 2022, the .NET 8.0 SDK will be automatically installed. And for some reason, if you're unable to see this .NET 8.0, you can just search for .NET 8.0 SDK, and you can click this first link, and you can download the SDK and the runtime. So here we have this .NET 8.0 SDK and .NET 8.0 runtime. So once you download this, you should be able to see this .NET 8.0. So I have three SDKs, 6.0, 7.0, and 8.0. So in this demo, we are going to use .NET 8.0. So I have selected .NET 8.0 and click create. Okay, so yeah, so this is our project. Okay, so this is the structure of our project, and let me just run this project. So I just want to show you, what's the output of this program. Yeah, so Blazor app is loading. So once it is loaded, it's just a simple, hello world Blazor application. So this is our sample Blazor application. So here, what we are going to do is first we are going to build an UI with some mock data. Okay. So how we can do it? Let me just close this one, and let me go to pages, eraser. Okay. So I'm not sure whether you guys are familiar into Blazor. So for now, you can just view this eraser page as a simple HTML page. Okay. So just view this as a simple HTML page where eraser in the sense where you can write both C# and HTML. So that's what it is. So here, what we are going to do is we are going to give some prompt. Okay. Let me go to program.cs as well. Yeah. Home.razor. Yeah, this is the one. So what prompt I'm going to give is, so currently we need cars, right? So currently we are going to create a list of cars, which is going to be shown in the UI. So for that, so before going on to this, you need this GitHub Copilot. Okay. So once you install Visual Studio, it should be automatically come in your Visual Studio. If it doesn't appear, what you can do is you can go to this extensions and manage extensions. Here you can search for Copilot. Okay, it doesn't come here. Like if it doesn't come in this list, you can just search for GitHub Copilot extension manually in Google Chrome, and you can install it. But usually, if you install Visual Studio 2022, it should be automatically present here. Like previously, what happened is you need to go to this extension and you need to manually install it. But now this GitHub Copilot will automatically present in your Visual Studio. So once you install it, you should be able to see this icon. Okay. So once it is there, for giving a prompt, right? So once you install this GitHub Copilot, you should be able to see this GitHub Copilot chat as well. So there will be a new window called GitHub Copilot chat. So this looks like a chat GPT, right? Like this has a search box and you can give some suggestions. Let's say if you have any doubts, you can ask it and it will give you the response. So you should be able to see this GitHub Copilot chat as well. If it doesn't present, you can go to this view and other windows. Here you should be able to get the GitHub Copilot chat if it doesn't present. Like here itself, you should be able to see it. In the view, we have this GitHub Copilot chat. So once you log in, right? So once you log into your credentials, you should be able to, if that Copilot has linked to your account, you should be able to see this GitHub Copilot as well as a GitHub Copilot chat. Okay, so basically, this your GitHub is tightly bound to your license. This your Visual Studio license. Okay, so once this is done, I'm going to give a prompt. For giving a prompt, the shortcut is Alt slash. So if you give Alt slash, as a bar, a command, a chat box will appear in your respective Razor page. So here the prompt, what I'm going to give is, let me just copy the prompt. Since it's a big prompt, I'm not going to type. So here, what we are going to say is, create a collection called cars. This collection is a list of car instances. Each car has a make, model, and year. So basically, we have to create a car model which has make which is going to have three attributes: make, model, and year. And this collection is initialized by a call to the get cars. So what we are saying is, create a get cars method which gives me a three instance of a car. And and place this code inside the code block. So this is just a simple prompt in a simple English we are going to we have given to the Copilot API. So I'm just going to click send. So it will think for a minute and it will try to generate the code for us. Yeah. So here, as you can see, uh, so we said, right, so create a car model and create three properties for us: make, a model, and year. And it is going to and create a method called get cars. So once we have this get cars, it is just going to return three list of cars: Toyota, Honda, and Ford. That's it. So we didn't type any code. We just gave our prompt, right? So once this is actually this changes is not being accepted. So once you view these changes, if you want to accept it, so that's an accept button here. You can just click accept. So that's it. So here what we have done is it has created a car model and now it will return three cars, right? So now we have this code. So to we need to call this method, right? We need to call this get cars to view the these three models: Toyota, Honda, and Ford. For that, I'm going to give another prompt. Let me say alt slash. What I'm going to say is create a table. Okay, create a table of card taking its source in the cards collection. So what I'm saying is, create a table for me to display this cards information. I'm just going to click send. So Copilot is thinking. Okay. So now let me just, so now what it has done is it has created a table for me and which has three rows: make, model, and year. And it is iterating the cars variable, and it is showing yes, right? So cars in the sense the variable comes here. Okay, let me click accept. So this is how Blazor works, guys. So you can write C# here and you can write HTML here. So if you write C#, you need to circulate it with at code. If you circulate all the code with this curly braces using this at code attribute, it will be treated as C#, and outside what you write will be treated as HTML. So here this cards, right? This cards variable belongs to this variable. So now I just save this one, and if I just run this application. Yeah, so here see, right, make, model, and year, Toyota, Honda, Ford, and model and year. So actually, without a single line of code, we just created it using two prompts. So that's how Copilot, is very intelligent. Like it will understand your prompt properly, and it will give you the suggestions. So if you give the prompts right without much thinking, like it will generate code for you. So that's how powerful Copilot is. So now we have this make, model, and year. Okay, let me just close this one, and let me also stop. Okay, so now usually Blazor, right? They will create one more file called home.razor.cs, which is the C# file. So usually they will create two files: home.razor, home.razor.cs. In home.razor, they will have only the HTML code. They won't have the C# code. So that's a kind of a best practice, they would say. So now what we are going to do is we are going to select this code, and we are going to ask Copilot, to move this code to the CS file. So we are not going to do it manually. Instead, we are going to, get some help from our Copilot chat. So I'm going to this Copilot chat. I have selected this code. Now what I'm going to say is move the selected code in a code behind file. I hope this font is visible. So basically what we are saying is move the selected code in a code behind file, and I'm just going to click send. So now GitHub Copilot is thinking. Yeah. So now if you can see, it has given me some suggestions. To move the selected code, create a new file. It is asking us to create a new file, and asking us to do the suggestions. And apart from that, here there is a single line of code. If you can see, it says insert in new file. So that's the best option, in Visual Studio. Like once you get the response, you can either preview it, or you can copy, or you can say insert a new file. So now I'm going to say it as insert a new file. So once I click this button, it has automatically created a home.cs file, and it has given me a new file. So that's it. With just a single click, it has been given me this file. So what I'm going to say is I'm just going to save this one, and I'm going to go for my project car details, and I'm going to save it in pages, home, and I'm going to say it as home.eraser.cs, and I'm just going to save this one. That's it. Home.eraser.cs, save. So once this is done, so you can see it has created a home.razor and home.razor.cs. So in home.razor.cs, we have all the C# logic. In home.razor, we can just remove this, right? So that's it. Now if I run this application, the output will be the same. So doesn't much difference. Yeah, the same Toyota, Honda, Ford, Canary, Civic, Mustang. And okay, so now this doesn't this table, right? Let me just start it again. So the table doesn't look good, right? It's just simple table. Like, let us try to add some styling. Let us ask Copilot to give some styling to this table, and let's see what happens. I'm just going to stop this application, and I'm going to say so the same alt slash, and I'm going to say add some styling for the table. I'm just going to click send. Copilot is thinking, and let's wait for some seconds. Hopefully it will generate. Yeah, so it has given me some styling. So let us try to accept it, and let us try to save. And now I'm going to just run. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to click run. So let us see if Copilot has given us some styling. Yeah, that's great. Like here you can see, right? So table has its own set of styling. So now we have this borders, and the heading is in bold, and we have a special background color for the headers. So that's it, guys. Like with just with any line of coding, we just give some good prompts. We just gave these 3 good prompts, which helped us to build this project. So that's how simple it is. And so now we have created this app, right? So now I have shown you now how we can use GitHub Copilot in an UI project. So now this is being hard coded, like all the values, it is being hard coded here, right? Like here we have this get cast method. So here this is being hard coded. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create an API project, okay, in the same solution. We are going to create another API project, and from this UI project, we are going to call the API project, okay? And let's see, if that works, so that we will have an end-to-end application. So usually whenever we build an application, we have a front end and we have a back end, and front end talks to the API, and we get the response and we'll show it to the UI. So likewise, we'll just build some realistic end-to-end application. So for now, I'll just stop this one, and let me go to my solution. So I'm going to create another project, add new project, and I'm going to create a API project, ASP.NET Core Web API, and I'm going to say car API service. Next, and here, yeah, I'm going to use the same .NET 8.0, and I'm just going to click create. Yeah, so we have this API project, car API service, and what I'm going to do is I'll just start this project. So I want to show you, what's an API project and how does it look in .NET. So we have this Swagger, and we have this weather forecast API, and so what we are going to do is we'll just remove this API, remove this default API. We'll create our own API. We'll ask GitHub Copilot to create our API. So we are not going to write any line of code. So we are just going to give prompts. So we'll just remove this API and we'll try to give prompts and let's see if that works. I'm just going to stop this one and let me go to program.cs and we have this bunch of code, summaries, app.mapget, internal records. So I'm just going to remove everything. Okay. Yeah. So we have removed. So now Copilot comes into action. So I'm going to give a prompt. I'm going to give alt slash and I'm going to give a prompt. So what I'm going to say is create a minimal API get method. So what I'm saying is create a get method for me, which returns a list of 3 cars. Okay. And I'm saying, each car should have a make, model, and year properties. And the method should return the list of cars without converting into JSON. Okay. So this is just a simple prompt. Hope you got an idea about it. So we are just going to create a get API, which returns us a 3 cars. So I'm just going to click send. So now let's see, GitHub. Let's see if it gives a good code. Yeah. So here, what it does is it created a cars API which gives me 3 new cars, right? But here I'm not very much comfortable creating as an object. So it has given me a list of object. I don't want a list of object. So basically I need a car model, right? So basically I need a car model and it should be a list of car. So I need to modify the prompt, because it doesn't understand, it doesn't understand, the Copilot didn't understand of creating a new model called car. So it just created a list of object. So to improve this, what I'm going to say is I'm just going to click cancel and okay, it is taking some time. Um, okay, so it forcefully got closed. Yeah, like it happens during the demo. That's fine. Let me reopen the Visual Studio and let me go to that project, the same program.cs. So now I'm going to give the prompt. Okay. So now I'm going to give the same prompt, but what I'm going to give now is after this, try to create a model called car. Okay. So now we have asked explicitly to Copilot, create a model called car. So I'm going to click send. So now let's see, previously we got list of object, right? So now it should give us list of car. Yes, it gave me a list of car and it created a record called car. So that's how you can improve your prompt in your Copilot. Let's say if you didn't get a good suggestion in the first time, you can give good prompts and you can, as Kupu mentioned, right, like you can give sequential prompts. Let's say if you're not satisfied with one prompt, you can accept it and you can just select and you can give another prompt. So using good prompts, you can improve your code better. So for now this code looks good for me. Let me click accept for now. Okay, it is throwing me some error. Let me just paste it here. Okay. Okay, so now here we have an API cars and it returns us a 3 cars. So now I'll just show you the Swagger. Let me start the API project. Yeah, so we have these cars and I'm going to just click execute. Yeah, so we got 200 response and we are seeing 3 cars, Toyota, Honda and Ford. So now we have our API ready, right? So now let's go to our UI project and let's try to communicate with our API. So, I didn't write any line of code till now. I'm just going to stop it. And now what I'm going to say is, I'm going to my UI project. So here we have this home.razor and we have this home.razor.cs. So here, as you can see in our UI project, it returns three cars, Toyota, Honda, and Ford. So now I'm going to just delete this one. So what I'm going to say is, I'm asking Copilot to write, connect this application to get the list of cars in JSON format, connect to the web application. So what I'm saying is, connect this code with my web application project to get the list of cars. And also I'm saying, make sure to ignore the casing. So you can give, prompts as you want. But for now, what I'm going to say is connect the web application to get the list of cars. And I'm just going to click set. So now this piece of code, what it will do, like it will give us the code which communicates us to the API. So right, so it gave us some code. I'm just going to click accept. I think we have to give the using statement. Yeah, so now this looks good. So what it has done is it has injected an HTTP client, and this HTTP client communicates to the API/cars. I'm just going to save this, okay? And let me just start this API project once more because I need the Swagger URL. Try it out, execute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this URL. I'm going to stop this one and just going to paste it here. Okay. So I hope you got the idea. Like we have this API project and we have this UI project. So this UI project will call the API and it will return the cars. So as simple as it is. Okay. So now I'm going to run two projects and let's see if we are getting, the output. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first, okay, let me start the UI project. Okay, so the UI project is started. Now I'm going to start our API project. Yeah, so the API project is started. Let me go to the UI and I'll do a refresh. Let's see what happens. Inspect. Yeah, let me do a refresh. Okay, we have this debugger. Okay, something's wrong. Okay, so we have this error. Okay, I wasn't ready for this error in this demo, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so course exception. So basically, whenever you give an API, you need to say to allow course. So we have this app.use course. So basically, you need to give it in your program.cs file. So I think we missed it in our API project. So that's why it is throwing us error. So what we will do is we'll try to solve this in using our GitHub Copilot chat because I didn't. Let's assume I don't know how to solve this error. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop this application and I'm going to my GitHub Copilot chat and I'm going to say how to solve course issue in my API project. Okay. So now it is thinking for a minute and it is giving us some code, right? So this is the code I needed. So basically we need to say allow origin. We need to add this add core services. I'm just going to copy this code and I'm going to my API program.cs and I'm going to say add the allowed origins. And that would be another piece of code we need to add. We need to add this course policy app.use course allow specific origin. I'm going to add it here. I hope I added this. Okay, so this is the piece of code I needed. I didn't go to Google Chrome or I didn't go to Stack Overflow or I didn't go to any forums, right? With just GitHub Copilot chat in Visual Studio, I was able to solve this problem. So that's the uh, that's how it's easy to use. Like you doesn't need, you need to go anywhere. Like GitHub Copilot chat will give you, good answer, and it will also give you some, different. Let's say if it also gives you multiple solutions for a problem, right? Like you can also ask, let's say this solution, doesn't work for you. You can ask for, it doesn't work, and can you provide, good solution? Like it will give you, more number of solutions as you need actually. And let's say if you want some workaround also, like you can say, go through my code and just give me a workaround. So that's also possible. Like GitHub Copilot will understand your entire code base and it will give you a good answer. So now let's see, if cost issue is solved. Now I'm going to start this application. Okay, so this is the UI project. Let me start my API project. Okay, and now let me open my UI and I'm going to click refresh. Okay, still we are seeing this error. Okay, still we are seeing this app use course. Okay, let me check. I think we are making some mistakes. So let me stop the solution again and let me check. What's going wrong. Yeah. So I think builder dot. I'll just add another piece of code. Instead of this port, we'll say, allow all. So for this demo, I'm going to say allow all. And here also, I'm going to say app.use course of allow all. I'm not going to mention any port here. I'm going to say allow any origin, allow any method, allow any header, just for this demo. And let us see now it works. Hopefully it works now. Let me start the API project. Let me start both the projects. Let's see if it works now. Hopefully it works. Yeah, we got the API started. Let me do a refresh here. Yeah, it's working. So now this value, right? So actually we are getting it from the API because in this razor.cs we don't have this list of cars hard coded. So what it will do is it will talk to the API and currently it is retrieving this value. So what we can do is we go to the API project. We can add, we can say add one more car in the list. Yeah. So I have added Chevrolet, and now let us see if Chevrolet comes in that table. I'm going to start both the projects. Okay, let me start the API project. Okay. So let me do a refresh. Yeah, so we got the Chevrolet Malibu in 2022. So that's how, as you can see, I didn't write any single line of code. So I just gave, good prompts. So that's how powerful, GitHub Copilot can be, right? This is just a simple code, guys. Like you can also use this GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code as well as, as Kuppurasu showed you. So that's how powerful Copilot is. Definitely, it will increase your productivity. So let's say when you work on a project, what it does is it understands your entire code base, entire the whole solution, and as time goes on, right, the prompts it will be better actually. It improves day by day. You can compare, the prompt given by Copilot in the first day versus, the last, let's say, seventh or eighth day. It will be very much the answers and the code suggestions, right? It will be very much accurate. So that's how GitHub Copilot is. It actually learns from your code and it will give you, good prompts. So it does not, it's not useful only for the developers. So let's say, as I said earlier, if you have any project, like if you have, automation project or a Python project or an IoT project, or let's say any other project, you can use this GitHub Copilot. And let's say if you want to write any test case, right, you can just say alt slash, write a test case for reading Excel with 100 of users, right? You can just give this prompt and it will write a test case for you, and that's also possible. It's just not for developing purpose. If you are on or a QA or any other person, or if you are more into writing automation scripts, you can also use this GitHub Copilot. It will be very much helpful for you as well. And if you want to refactor code, right, that's also you can do it. So how you can do it is, let's say I am going to this home.razor, and I'm going to say just select this, and I'm going to GitHub Copilot chat. I can give the line number. If you give hash, right, hash, you can select the file. So you can basically select a file, and it will specify the line, which line you need to give, like 10 to 29, right? You can select this 10 to 29, and I'm going to say refactor the code, right? So if you say this refactor the code, it will give you some suggestions, and you can just use it. And let's say if you didn't understand the code, you can also say home.razor. So let's say I didn't understand any code in this file. You can just select this file, and you can say, can you please explain it for me? Explain it for me. So basically, what it will do is it will go through entire code, and it will give you, it will actually break up, and as you can see, it actually explains line by line. So what is HUD page, and what is HUD using system generate, and what is the page title, and the CSS styles. What's the CSS for, right? So it actually explains line by line. So that's how friendly this Copilot is. If you didn't understand the code, you can actually select this file, and you can ask for the explanation. As I'm going to the first point mentioned by Kuppurasu, like it's your best AI paired programmer, I would say. You can ask anything you want, and it will give you, good suggestions. So this is just a small demo, how you can build some application with some good prompts. You can also give some prompts, like let's say I want to let me go to my API project, program.cs, not this one. Let me go to my UI project. Okay, now it is being read from the API, right? I can go to my API project. I have this, right. I can say, let's say now this is being a hard coded. So I can write a prompt. So let's say write some code to get the data from Azure Cosmos DB. So let's say currently we have hard coded our data, but now I want to read the data from Azure Cosmos DB. I'm just going to click send. So what it will do is it will give me some prompt, how you can read data from Azure Cosmos DB. See, so it has given me Cosmos client, Cosmos DB, and it gave me all the code, man. Like it gave me the get container and the query definition, how to write a query, and that's it. All the cars has been added. So with just a single prompt. So now, let's say in previous days, you need to go to Stack Overflow, and you need to check, how to first connect to Cosmos DB, and then how to read it. But with just a single prompt, you got the code. From this code, yeah, you can refactor, and you can just replace it based upon your need. But GitHub Copilot it is very quick, right? Like by giving a prompt within 1 or 2 seconds, you will get the answer. So that's how quick it is. I'm just going to click cancel for now. And yeah, so this is about GitHub Copilot, guys. I think you got an idea on how to use this one and how to get started with it. As I said earlier, like you can use it with any project you want or any programming language. I hope you got some idea on this one, and I hope someone will be interested to try it. Like if you get a chance, definitely give it a try, guys. Like GitHub Copilot, I'm using it day to day, programming, and I'm using it for the past, I would say, 5 to 6 months, and it is good actually, and it is great. It saves me a lot of time, and it gives me some smarter suggestions, and it also helps me to write some good code actually. As I said earlier, like a problem can have multiple solutions. GitHub Copilot gives me a better solution. By using GitHub Copilot, I'm also learning, day to day, and it is being very friendly, and it is being very useful for me in our day to day coding. So if you get a chance, definitely use it. So I hope you got some idea on GitHub Copilot. So let me go to the slides. Yeah, like if you have any questions, like you can just post it in the comments. Like I'll check this out. After this live, I'll come and I'll just reply onto your comments. And um, and uh, yeah, thanks Kuppurasu and MS Dev Geeks community for giving me a chance to speak on this topic. So this is my site, guys. Devsuhas.com. So I write about yeah, it's been long. I have written a blog, but it has some good content in this blog. If you are interested, you can just check out my blog. I write about C#, .NET, Angular, and Azure. If you are interested, you can check out my blog. Like this is devsuhas.com. And yeah, if you're interested, you can just follow me. And that's about it. So just give me a minute. I'll go to the live stream and we'll check. If I got any questions. Before going on to the conclusion of this event. Let me just
So that's one question from Madan. He asked the
yeah.
difference between GitHub Copilot and Codium. I share that link for
Yeah,
both the comparison Codium
yeah,
and GitHub Copilot.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, sure, sure, sure. Okay. Yeah. So basically, Codium, I think it supports more languages, I would say, but I haven't given it a try. But yeah, like if you are more interested to it, like you can try Codium also. But I'm not sure whether Codium is present in Visual Studio. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you
it's
can check it
available.
out.
It's
Oh, okay,
available Visual Studio Code,
okay, okay.
and also Codium provide free for
Uh,
individuals.
Oh, that's actually good. So I'll also show you this one because this is a good point. Let me open the screen. I hope you are able to see the coding. This is GitHub Copilot. So it supports more IDEs and it supports more languages. Yeah, if you guys want to try it out, yeah, you can also give a try to Codium as well. But yeah, GitHub Copilot, I would say I have also used Codium, in my previous org. It didn't give some proper suggestions. I would say GitHub Copilot is very much accurate. I would say, like, and also it learns very faster from us, and it understands our coding practices, and it gives better accurate answers. So from my point of view, I'd say GitHub Copilot is more accurate than Codium. Yeah, like you can give it a try, Madan. Like if you're interested, like give it a try for GitHub Copilot also. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think we came to the end of the session, and this is my Twitter handle, Suhas Paramesh. Like, if you want to follow me, and my LinkedIn also, it's Suhas Parameshwara. If you're interested, you can stay connected in LinkedIn and Twitter. So before concluding on this, like I have some announcements. Like, let me do it. Um, the first announcement is we have this .NET Conf 2023. Salem event on January 4,
No,
as well as we have one more event called .NET Conf in Coimbatore as well, which is an in-person event. So we have two events lined up. So one is for November and other is for Salem. November and other is for January. Sorry. So in November 30th, we have this event in Coimbatore in race course. So we have a conference hall called Sima Conference Hall. Like if you guys are very much interested in .NET, this session is going to be an half day event from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This covers the latest updates in .NET 9, and also it is going to be we might have 4 to 5 sessions with some good set of speakers. If you're interested, you can just go to this MS Dev Geeks, Microsoft Dev Geeks in Meetup community, and you can just RSVP for this event. So this is just a half day event. If you're interested, you can join us.
it's an
Yeah. So
in-person.
yeah, it's an in-person event and it's happening in Coimbatore. in race course actually. In race course, we have a conference hall called Sima Conference Hall. It is going to happen there for a half day event. If you are interested, come join us. We'll actually have a great event. It will be good actually. Yeah, come join us, guys. So this is one event. One announcement. And the second announcement I have is we have a big conference, guys. Like it is going to happen on November 15th and 16th, and it's going to be focused on AI and cloud conference. We have good set of sessions with great set of speakers. Actually, 2 days it's going to be very much. I would say it is going to be very much awesome. So I'm following this conference for the past 3 to 4 years. Previously, it was called as AZConf, and it was they are very much consistent. Every year, like it has around more number of attendees every year. Like this year, it's going to be very much big because our chief guest is going to be Parameshwara Tyagarajan, who is the Minister of Information Technology and Digital Services. And we also have a stand-up comedy show by Ram Kumar. Like he's called as our Anachi, IT Anachi. So we also have a comedy show as well, and we have attendees from different set of companies from Microsoft, Sony, Cognizant, and Freshworks, Covid.co, etc. from Agoda. So you can meet a lot of people, and it is I see that's a great event for connecting with people. Apart from knowledge sharing, the conference is all about getting context, right? So you can meet various people in this conference, and we have a great set of speakers. We have around 60 plus speakers, I would say. Let me do a refresh. Let me close. Okay. Yeah, and if you want to see the agenda, you can see it here. And yeah, as I said earlier, we have a good set of speakers. And if you are interested and if you want to register, actually currently regular pass is going on. So currently the ticket price is 2,000. But we want to encourage people to come to our conference, right? So for that, from our MSD Dev Geeks community, we have this coupon code TXMS Dev Geeks 24, which will give you 35% of offer from your ticket. So you can use this coupon code if you are very much interested. So I would say this is a good opportunity for you guys. Like 2 days, it's going to be very much fun, as well as it is going to be very good for you. If you're more interested on AI and cloud, this is a good conference which is going to happen on November, and 2 days it's going to be very much valuable for you. And definitely come attend. And I also will be there, and Kuppurasu also will be there in the conference. If you're interested, yeah, let's meet there, and we will spend 2 good days in Chennai. So if you're interested, you can register using this code TXMSDevGeeks24. So I'll repeat, and I'll also post this coupon code in our description of our YouTube video, so you can register using this. So I again repeat, it is TXMSDevGeeks24. So it will give you 35% of offer, and this conference is going to happen in Chennai Trade Center at Nandambakam on 15th and 16th of November. So it's going to be 2 days, guys, and we will provide you lunch, as well as we will give you some awesome goodies as well. Yeah, so come join us, and we'll have great 2 days of knowledge sharing. And yeah, I think those were all the announcements we had. And if you want to follow us, of regular updates of our community, go to this meetup.com and just join our Microsoft Dev Geeks community. So yeah, once again, thanks everyone for joining, and I know it's weekend and it's been 8 p.m. and thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate your interest. Keep supporting us, keep supporting our community. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thank you.
Thanks everyone, and thanks Suhas for your valuable assistance. We will
Yeah,
get access.
yeah, thanks Kuppurasu for the opportunity. Thanks everyone.